Buddy. But yeah, the next question obviously is who's going to emerge as a victor here in 2023, number one, and then number two, who cares? You know what I mean? I think, like I said earlier, I think Brent Sass is clearly going to be the favorite to repeat as a champion. He has the kennel depth right now. He's made a great strategic move in having Charlie Boulding, partnering with Charlie Boulding, who is a veteran and someone who's lived the Bush Alaska lifestyle for decades out there in the Tanana River watershed out there, just south of Nenana, and not too far from where Brent bases his kennel in Manly Hot Springs. And Charlie's partnered with Brent. He's been training, harness breaking, training his yearlings, his young dogs, and that's a real part. He's got a program there, but now he's not just having a program, rather than having someone who's totally green and a novice, training your young dogs and partnering with you. He's got someone who's an extreme veteran, and who has tons of experience doing that and filling that niche in his program. And that really, I think, sets Brent up for success and has made a big difference in Brent's program. But, Brent, obviously, the dollar signs are not a weakness. He doesn't have to struggle economically. He's got his cabin rental business. He's someone who from the beginning has been someone who not only was passionate about the dogs, but, a lot of us were passionate about the dogs back in the day. And, he hasn't been struggling with the money like a lot of people struggle for jobs, sort of like Dallas, too. He's born to a huge kennel tourist business operation, family business, and doesn't have to worry about that as much as everyone else did. And it's clearly so. He's not going to get fired because his dad owns the business. His brother runs and manages it. But who's going to win? I think the guy piloting Aaron Burmeister's dog could be in the mix. Brent obviously could make a mistake, but when I look at Nick, when I look at even Pete Kaiser, some of these other guys, do they really ever get to the point where they've developed Nick Petit, a junior varsity, a second, a puppy team in the race, which is really key? Do they have the kennel depth is the question we have to ask. And, objectively, I don't really think they do. Even like a Matt Failure, a lot of these guys, Wade, Aaron Peck, the list goes on, but there's pretty much everyone basically in there. When we saw Martin, we saw Jeff, we saw Susan Butcher, Rick Swenson, those big competitive kennels, Swingley, they had that puppy team so that they had, or even the Seavies, a yearling or 2-year-old team going up the trail so that the next year they would have another pool of dogs who were veteran, who had experience. Even if 10 only finished the race, they'd have 7 or 8 dogs who'd been up the trail and, who were of the right age to fill in the spots of those older dogs who were, retiring and getting too old to race. And that's